Good afternoon, students. Now, the next chapter, chapter third, that is business environment. That is also necessary to understand the surrounding where our businesses exist. Before starting the chapter, I am going to tell you, first of all, the meaning and definition of business environment. Meaning and definition of business environment. So before starting that, I am going to give the intro. As in the previous chapter we have discussed regarding the nature and significance of management and what principles they are using to make their work, to perform their activities efficiently and effectively. So it's very necessary to understand the concept, or very necessary to understand the surrounding where our business exists. So in this chapter we are going to discuss all the things that is related to our surrounding, that is clear, which have direct or indirect impact on our business. That is clear. So first of all, I am writing the definition of business environment. Business environment, it means all the forces, factors, individual, and institutions which control the business from outside and have direct or indirect impact on business organization. Means all the forces, all the factors, all the individual and institution which control the business from outside of the world, means from outside, and have direct or indirect impact on the organization are to be considered as business environment. In simple word, we can say that business environment are that surrounding where our business exists, means where our business is existing near that where our business have existed, that surrounding is to be considered as business environment. That is clear to everyone? Students, for example, if I am telling you the example, that is increase in the government rate, it make the things expensive. Change in the taste and preference of the customer, it will affect the demand of the product. Change in technology, it will make the product outdated if we are going to produce outdated technology. So these are some factors, some features, some forces which affect the environment directly or indirectly. So to understand, to not get the loss by having these changes, and we don't want that the changes will take place in the business surrounding, it will impact on our business. So we need to go with the environment scanning. That is clear. So to make you understand, I am going to write the definition of environment scanning. What does it mean? It means to understand and aware of business environment, that is to be considered as environment scanning. Awareness of business environment is known as environment scanning. Environment scanning means to understand and always be aware regarding the changes will take place. That is to be considered as environment scanning. And the changes will take place in our business environment very frequently, very fastly. So there is very necessary to understand these changes, always aware regarding what changes will be take place in the environment. Then we are able to succeed in the business organization, and then we are able to get the higher share in the market. Then we are able to fulfill the demand of the customer. That is clear to everyone. So this is the introduction and meaning and definition of business environment. Now I am going to tell you features of business environment. Features of business environment. Features of business environment. Business environment. The first feature, that is all external forces. Before starting it, one more thing I want to share with you regarding the business environment. By scanning the environment continuously, the firm, the business organization is able to get to know what restrictions are there for their business organization and what opportunities are also they will get to know by continuous scanning of the business. Suppose if there is one more company is going to introduce or established in that area where your businesses exist for the same product which you are producing. So it's become, if you get to know this thing early, you're going to increase your production. That is a restriction that you get to know and take it as a constraint and make your plan and policy to overcome from this problem. Next, that is opportunity. If you get to know that there is a more demand of that your product in the market, so you will make your strategies how to increase our product to get the big share in the market. That is clear, to capture the big share in the market. So that is for the introduction of business environment. Now I'm going to go with the features of business environment. First, that is all external force. In that all external force, it include all the forces, factor, institution, individual, those who have direct or indirect impact on the business environment. They can make impact on that business environment. They can influence the business organization directly or indirectly. That is clear. Second feature is specific and general force. Specific and general forces. As we have discussed all the forces, so here the specific force are also have a direct impact on the business environment. Who are they? That are customers, supplier, investors. If there will be any change in these specific force, it will directly have the impact on the business organization, that for sure. Now who are the general force? General force like government policy, technology, and that is your social factor, political factor, legal factor. These are considered as general force. So these force have also impact, but indirectly they will affect them. They will not affect the business organization directly, they will affect the business organization and the activity of business organization indirectly. That is clear. Next, that is interrelation. Interrelation means all these forces and factor, these are interrelated to each other. Means change in one factor or one force, it will affect the other force or other factor. For example, attraction of more and more attraction of youth towards Western culture, it increase the demand for fast food. That's, you know it very well. As the young youth, we are people, we are moving for what culture, what type of, we are attracting for what type culture? Western culture. We want to adapt Western culture. And same at the same time, our demand is increasing for which type of food? Fast food, chowmein, momos, and all, burger. That's clear. So these factors or forces are interlinked to each other. Next, that is uncertainty. Uncertainty means the things will be happen anyhow and anytime. We cannot predict. It's very difficult to predict the changes, as the changes take place in the business environment very frequently. So it's very difficult for the person how this changes will come. Sometimes the changes will be there in the customer taste and preference, sometimes the political changes will be there, sometimes the technology will change, sometimes the custom and trend of the custom and trend is changed, sometimes legal factor is going to be changed. So it's very difficult to predict these changes very accurately and very fastly, as these changes take place very frequently, very fastly. So it's very necessary to scan the environment in a well manner. Next feature, that is dynamic. Dynamics means keep on changing. As the changes will take place very frequently, means the changes will be there every time, that I have discussed in the previous one, uncertainty one. The changes will take place. Sometimes customer taste and preference, sometimes demand for that product is higher, sometimes the demand for that particular product is going to be fall. Sometimes legally factor is going to be imposed to us to stop our production. Sometimes it's give our opportunity to increase the production. So it's keep on changing. There will be the changes will be take place every time in the business environment. Next, that is, it is complex. How it is to be complex? Because it is very easy to scan the environment. It is very easy to understand and aware regarding the environment. But it's very difficult that whatever the changes will be take place, what will be its impact on the business organization. For example, maybe a minor changes will have a more impact on the business organization. For example, suppose government have increased their tax rate or inflation rate by 5%. But it is a very minor change, but it will impact the income of the organization at very higher way. That is clear to everyone. So that's why I'm telling you, the changes will be scanned. That is possible. It's very easier to scan that changes, but it's very difficult to tell that how these changes will be impact on our business organization. That is clear. Last, that is relativity. As business environment, whatever the changes will take place in the business environment, it is relative. Means here it means, for example, it means that whatever the changes will take place, it will provide to someone opportunity and put restriction on the other business organization. For example, suppose in cold drinks, it is to be restricted by the firm that it is to be restricted by the government the people are claiming that it has pesticides, so the production of or the demand for Pepsi is going to be declined. It will provide the opportunity to the other soft drinks firms, juice companies. They will get this opportunity because their product demand is going to be increased. So that's why it is relativity. Business environment is relative. That's clear to everyone? Okay. Now the next topic, that is importance of business environment. Importance of business environment. First, that is help in identifying opportunity and get first mover advantage. Help in identify the opportunity and get first mover advantage. With continuous scanning of environment, the firm will get to know what opportunities are there in the market, and by getting this opportunity, they become a first mover advantage. They can get the advantage of it, to grab that opportunity by making some strategies plan according to that. Means if there is a continuous environment scanning by the business organization, so they will get the opportunity to get to know what is going in the market, what demand for their product is in the market. It is less or it's higher. So after getting that opportunity, they making their policy and plan to grab that opportunity and be a first mover of that advantage. That is clear. For example, Maruti company, they are scanning the environment. They get to know there is a demand for small cars is going to be increased. Just the reason behind it, as the petrol price is rising and there is more number of middle class in the Indian population. So by taking this opportunity, by identifying this opportunity, they will become a first advantage. They will make their policy and to become a first mover advantage of that opportunity and grab that opportunity by producing more, by increasing their production of small cars, so they will fulfill that demand. That is clear. Next, that is help in identifying threat and early warning signal. By continuing scanning of environment, firm is also able to get to know what threat, what restriction and what threat is to be there, and they can make their strategies, policy to overcome from this problem by taking as a early warning signal. Means this is a warning signal for them, and that it is a threat for our company, it is a constant restriction for our company. We should take some measures, we should make our strategies to overcome from these problems, these threats, by taking as a early warning signal. For example, Maruti Udyog, a car company, they they are scanning the environment, and by scanning the environment they get to know that there will be a establishment of foreign car manufacturing company in India. So they will take as a threat and as a early warning signal and increase their production. So it will make them to fulfill the demand of the that is your customer, and also compete with this foreign car manufacturing companies. That is clear. Next, that is help in tapping and assembling resources. With the help of continuous environment scanning or scanning of environment, the firm is able to get to know what type of goods are demanding in the market, what is the preference of the customer, what is the taste of the customer regarding the product. For example, nowadays suppose the demand for 3D LED TV television are more demanding. So the firm is going to assemble the resource according to the demand which is rising in the market. They are tapping the resources as these output it require input, raw material, machinery, etc. So they are going to assemble the resource according to the demand which will take place in the external environment to fulfill that demand. So instead of arranging the resource of black and white and flat screen, they are assembling the resource for manufacturing LED 3D TV. That is clear to everyone. So with the help of this environment scanning, the firm is able to scan the environment, understand the environment, and fulfill the demand of the customer and have the big share in the market, capture the big share in the market. Next, that is help in adapt and adjust with rapid change. With rapid changes, as the changes will occur in the business environment very frequently, very fastly. So it is very necessary if the organization is perfectly understand and always they are aware regarding the changes take place in the business environment. They are able to make changes in their internal environment to match with the external environment. They are able to run their business activity efficiently and effectively by continuing scanning of environment. That is clear to everyone. For example, suppose the technology is going to be changed. So by adopting a new advanced technology, by get to know these things by scanning of environment, they are going to rapid changes in their internal environment to match with the external environment. So they are able to make their goodwill in the eyes of public also. That is clear. Next, assisting in making plans and policies. As the firm, they have to make their plan and policy, so they will perform their work efficiently and effectively. And this business environment scanning, it helpful for the business organization, because they have to make their plan, they have to make their policy according to the external, by keeping in mind the external environment, the taste and preference of the customer, by policy, government policy, by political factors, by legal factor, by technological factor. These all the things should keep in their mind for making their, because whatever the opportunity will be there, they have to make that by scanning the environment. They will get to know what opportunity will be there, and with the help of this scanning of environment, they make their policy plans to grab that opportunity. And even threat is there, so they have to make the strategies, policy, how to overcome from this problem. So this business environment scanning will be very helpful for the business organization. Last, that is improvement in performance. As business organization, they have to make changes according to the changes take place in the external environment. They have to make that changes in internal environment to match with it. And with the with the help of environment scanning, they are able to make that changes. They can improve the performance of the organization as they are fulfilling the demand, as they are making their plan and policy to match their internal environment with the external environment, and that will workable. So because of that, the firm is able to improve. Because of environment scanning, the firm is able to improve their performance. That is clear to everyone. Now the next topic, that is dimension of business environment. Dimension of business environment that I am going to teach you today. The first dimension means the factor, the forces which have a direct or indirect impact on the business organization. Generally, if I am talking about the general force, it includes political factor, government, economical, social, technological factor, which have a great or a direct or indirect impact on the organization. And the business organization, they have to make changes in their own firm's organization policy and plan, rather than the changes they will expect from the general factors. So some dimensions are there which have direct or indirect impact on the business organization that I am going to tell you. The first is economical environment. The first dimension, that is economical environment. Economical environment, it includes all the forces or factor which is related to the economy and have a great impact on the economy of the country, which is related to the economic activity and have a great impact on the economic of the country. It consists of gross domestic product, employment rate, industrial rate, national income of the country, per capita income of the country, productivity, etc. These are the some components are there which have a direct or indirect impact on the business organization. Now I am going to tell you some aspects of business economic environment. That is, first, suppose increase in GDP, it increase the disposable income. Disposable income are those income which is to be utilized for consumption expenditure. So if GDP is going to be increased, it means production is increased, sales increase, sales income is increased. So it increases the disposable income at increase in demand of the product. Next aspect, that is high inflation rate. High inflation rate, it put the constraints on the firm, because if the inflation rate is increased, it increases the cost of production. That is clear. Next, that is role of public and private sector. GST bill, it have a great effect. It affected almost all the business organization of the country. And more, these are some aspects which is to be there that have a great impact on the and have the influence on the business organization. Demonetization of rupees 500 and 1000 rupees notes. It will affect the all Indian economy and its development. That is clear to everyone. Now the next dimension that I am going to tell you, that is social environment. Social environment, it related to the custom and trend of the society where our business exists. It consists of standard of living, education level, literacy rate, taste and preference of the society where our business exists. Any businessman cannot overlook this social environment. Yes, it may not be have a direct impact on the business, but it has a great impact if the businessman want to survive for a long period of time in the market. Some example I am giving, that is, for example, celebration of Diwali, Holi, Eid, Christmas, Guru Parv. It increased the sale of sweets, clothes, garments, and that is greeting cards. So it affect the business organization in a great way. Some feature of social environment that I am telling you, features of social environment. Then I am going to tell you aspects. Features, that is demand of job for minority and women. Second, equal status to women by paying equal salary to male and female. These are some features which is to be included in the social environment. I am going to tell you aspects. The first aspect, that is importance of women in workplace. Yes. Second, improving education, especially for girl child. Third, that is birth rate and death rate, and even population, literacy rate. So these are some aspects by which it affects the social environment of the business organization of the firm. That is clear. Now I am going to tell you the third dimension, that is political environment. Political environment, it relate to the force or factor which include like the government, the government which is in power, attitude of governments towards different group of people and different group of society. The political factor, it have a great or a immediate impact on the business organization, and the firm is not able to change their policy. They have to make changes in their plan and policy according to the changes will take place in this political environment. Some aspects of political environment, that is, these are first, that is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, that has in taking by BJP government. Skill movement, constitution of the constitution of the country, then foreign policy of government interruption or intervention in business organization. So these are some aspects, that is, of political environment which have a great or a immediate impact on the business organization. That is clear. Next, I am going to tell you, that is the fourth dimension, that is legal environment. Legal environment. Legal environment, it consists of, at every organization they have to follow the law of their country. They have to follow, every business organization, they must follow all the rules and regulations which is to be framed by their country's government. In legal law, legal environment, what is to be included, that is the legal, legislative and legal laws, administrative orders, court's decision, and as well as the decision which is given by the redressal agencies at a state, national and district level, they have to must follow. So these are to be considered into legal law. Now I am going to tell you the aspects of legal environment. First, that's legal law for licensing and for foreign trade. Statutory warning, essential, necessary on it label. For example, on the packets of cigarette, statutory warning must be there that it is injurious for health, it causes cancer. That type of legal warning that you have, statutory warning that you have seen in that type of tobacco products. Law keep on check on advertisement means which are that product advertisement is provided which will harmful for the society as well as for the environment. Suppose for example alcohol advertisement is provided even if we are producing the selling the milk powder for kids babies, it must be mentioned on that product that mother milk is good for the babies, for the newborn baby. That is clear. Now the fifth and dimension, that is last dimension, that is technological environment. Technological environment, it includes the scientific improvement and innovation which introduce a new method of production of goods and services, new way of operating business activities, that is to be included in the technical environment. Now I'm going to tell aspects of this technological environment. First, that is due to advanced technology or the introduction of advanced technology, there is a on advertisement which is used in advertisement such as CD-ROMs. With the help of CD-ROMs, now the people are advertising computerized technology, internet, etc. So due to these things, it will encourage the business organization to go with these advanced technology for your advertising for your product. As you know, online sale of grocery is become common nowadays. Online booking of movies tickets, air tickets, etc., railway tickets, these are nowadays it is to be booked online with the help of internet, with the help of this advanced technology. Some more are there, that is shifting from vacuum tube to transistors, shifting from typewriter to word processor. And with the help of online, the person by sitting at home, they can compare the various hotels fare and air tickets, hotels fares, bus fares, and compare it and select the best and appropriate one. That is, and select the best and appropriate one. That is clear to everyone. So these are the dimension of the business environment. Now I'm going to tell you the next topic, that is feature of new economic policy. Feature of new economic policy that I'm going to teach you today. Again, the next topic. So the new economic policy was introduced in 1991 24 July 1991, and it has three components. The most important component, that is first liberalization, privatization and globalization. So first I'm going to teach you, that is liberalization. Under liberalization, it is to be introduced for removing all the restriction, quotas, tariff, which put the barriers, which put the restriction on trade in the country, and which is to be put it before 1991. All the things were to be removed, abolished in 1991 with this liberalization policy. In that feature of this policy, that is first liberalization, that is abolition of licensing policy, except in few accepting few firms to establish few industry. There is no need to take any permission from the government to establish a new industry, to set up a new industry, to expansion of new industry, to diversify the industry. That is clear. Say next, removing quotas, removing barrier from make easier import and export trade, so these are the features, and even this feature, you will discuss this feature of new economic policy. On the basis of these three features of government, you have a one chapter in economics in Indian economic development that we will discuss in an elaborate way. That's clear. Next, the next component, that is privatization. With the help of this component, government, they privatize, means giving more role to private sector and reducing the role of public sector with the help of some policy. That is first is disinvestment policy. With the help of this investment policy, they transfer the share from public sector to private sector. Second, by set up board of financial and industrial reconstruction. This board is established for analyzing and reviving the sick units which have some potential for enhancing their production, and also analyze and also close that units which only incur or suffer a huge loss, and it will incur by the government, and government treasury will also utilize in these units. So it will be closed by this board and revive that industries, that units which have some potential, and also give them aim. If you are not going to produce, if you are not able to achieve your goal, we will close your units also. That is clear. And giving 51% share to the public sector company, and it gives the more role, even the authority for managing and controlling the activity of economy, the market. That is clear. Third, that is globalization. Globalization is the component which integrate the national economy with the world economy. It make the global village. It provide a place for each and every country that they will integrate and involve in the production of goods and services and purchase of goods and services to each other. With the help of this policy, what it give the impact? It remove the licensing policy, except in few. Uh, Abolished removing of export duty. Reduction in import duties. These some features, it remove the barriers between the country and remove the barrier which create the physical boundary and puts the restriction on the import and export trade. That is clear. Now the next topic, that is impact of new economic policy on business environment. On business environment. What is the impact of on business environment after new economic policy? First, that is increase in competition. Increase in competition. After new economic policy, the Indian industries, they have to face the competition all around from internal as well as international competition. Those who could have latest technology and lots of resources, they are able to survive and face the competition of this market. Many companies, those who have left the market just because of lacking of resources and lacking of technology, they left the market because they are not able to face the competition. That is clear. Next, that is more demanding customer. More demanding customers. Before 1991, or before new economic policy, the few firms were there and the customer are helpless to consume those goods only, those which is to be produced by the producer, because few firms are there, less competition are there, so they are not producing a good quality of product, and because of lacking of competition, the market was producer oriented, means the goods are produced not according to the needs and want of the customer but according to the wish of the producer. But after new economic policy, many firms have joined in deadline product, and even foreign companies, they have established their business in this production unit. Because of that, the market is shifted from shortage of goods and services to surplus of goods and services, and also the market also shifted from producer oriented to customer oriented, means now the goods are to be produced according to the needs and want of the customer to fulfill the demand of the customer. That is clear. Next, that is rapid changing technological environment. Rapid change in technological environment means the form, as the technology is changing, because it removes all the barriers which is to be put on before 1991. After new economic policy, every firm is able to export and import any type of machinery, tools, equipment which is required for increasing the product. And there is after entering of MNCs, many MNCs, they have adopted this latest technology and if the firm, the Indian industry, they have to face the competition, they have to survive in this market, they are also making that technological changes in their own country if they want to survive in this market, competitive market. Next, that is necessities for change. Before 1991, the firm's policy were stable, as very less competition is there or no competition is there. So they are running their activities from with stable policy. But after 1991, after new economic policy, they have to change their policy according to the changes take place in the environment, in this competitive environment. So it becomes necessary for the firm to keep changes according to the changes take place in the environment, business environment. Next, need for developing human resource. Need for developing human resources. As before 1991, the farmers were less and less competition was there at that time. So they were work with the untrained people. But now, after entrance of many foreign companies, MNCs, now it's very necessary, it become need for the firm, for the companies to develop the employees' skills, their knowledge, their capability to survive in the competitive market. So there is a need in the development of human resource, because these human resources are the important assets of any of the firm. Last, that is market orientation. If I am talking about market orientation, before new economic policy, before 1991, the market was producer oriented. Means what the producer is produced, firstly it is to be produced and then it is go to market, then it is to be sold to the market. But after 1991, after new economic policy, the firm, they have to go with the marketing concept. They should not follow the selling concept. They should go through with the marketing concept. Firstly, they will analyze, gather the information regarding the wants and need of the customer, and according to that needs and want, they are going to produce the product for fulfillment of the customer's needs and want. Next topic, that is managerial response to change in business environment. The first managerial response. What is the management response? Whatever the changes have took place after 1991 in business environment. What changes will be there? Diversification, the first change. The first change that could be seen after new economic policy is that most of the companies, they are going with diversification. Means instead of producing one line product, the companies are moving to produce varieties of product. For example, company like Reliance, Tata, Videocon, LG, Samsung, they are moving, as they are producing refrigerator, television, 3D, washing machine, many more varieties they are going to produce. So after this, we have seen the diversification in the company's product. That is clear. Next, that is joint venture / collaboration. After new economic policy, what we have got to know that many multinational company came to India through joint venture through collaboration. For example, like I'm giving the example like that is Zagor. They come with Tata Motors and are Honda with Seal. That is your Ford with Mahindra and Mahindra. Recently, Vodafone have merged with Idea. General Motor with Hindustan Motors that you have seen, and these are the example after new economic policy. Next, that is brand building. Brand building, that means making goodwill image of the organization, and it's become very important element if they want to survive in this competitive market. The firm they are investing huge amount on the promotion of the company. How they are promoting their company? By investing on advertisement, by using sales promotion techniques. With the help of these techniques, with the help of these tools, the firm are trying to make a goodwill in the eyes of public, in the eyes of customer. Next, that is brand building. Now, use of latest technology. Use of latest technology. Yes, after new economic policy, the firm they are trying to invest more and more amount in the research and development department, so they are able to research in the latest technology, and whatever the technology have come in the market, it is to be adopted by them, implement in their organization for increasing the production. Whatever the technology, as if they want to survive, if they want to face this competition to compete to other firms, they need to make changes in the technology, and they have to adopt that latest technology, advanced technology in their firm. Next, that is improving compensation level. Improving compensation level. With the entrance of MNCs, they improve the salary package of the employees. Those who are qualified, those who are well trained, and those who have the potential, they are providing more to that employees, so they will put their best efforts for surviving in this market to the organization. And also they are providing some attracting schemes like bonus scheme, like incentives, medical facility they are also providing, so the employees will maintain and survive in their organization and putting their best efforts to achieve the objective. That is clear. Last, that is customer focus. Customer focus. After 1991 or after new economic policy, the total focus of each and every firm on the needs and wants of the customer. They always try to produce their product by keeping in mind the needs and want of the customer. Because if they are not going to fulfill the needs and want of the customer, their competitor is going to fulfill that, and they get the opportunity to become a first mover. And they are using latest technology also for getting a first mover advantage in the firm, in the economy. After sales services, that you know it very well, after sales services is very important element for the satisfaction of the customer. It provides services 24/7 for handling the complaint of the customer, and also it will be solved by them, by the firms, by the organization very fastly, very quickly. That is clear. Last topic of the chapter, that is demonetization. Demonetization, it was announced on 8th November 2016. 8th November 2016 it has announced, and it is announced for what? It is announced for denomination of 500, denomination of old 500 and 1000 rupees, which is to be withdrawn in circulation. In this process, 86% currency was withdrawn in circulation. Government have suggested to the people to go to bank for replacing their old currency into new, but in limit. The limit, it is to be bounded by the government. The main objective is to introduce this process, is that to curb corruption, check on the notes which are used for illegal activities, for example terrorism, and the main, especially significant initiative that is to be taken for this process is to accumulate black money from the market. That is clear to everyone. Now I am going to tell you features of demonetization. Features of demonetization. The first feature, that is it acts as a tax administration measures. Due to demonetization, those who are having cash, they exchange from bank, and those who are having a black money, when they are going to unaccounted, which is unaccounted wealth, and unaccounted tax, those who are evading tax, their money were going to be collected by the government, and also their government have imposed penalty to them, those who are tax evader. Second feature, that is non-tolerance of tax evasion. Tax evasion, it means that is those who are not telling their truth income, right income, and just because of evading the tax, means tax चोर जिसे हम कहते हैं. So the government, they will no longer to accept this tax evasion, this tax evader. Next feature, that is tax administration and mobilization of savings. Due to demonetization, those who are having a cash, they are going to deposit into the bank, and bank provide by mobilizing these deposit for exchanging and offering to the needy people, to the borrower, those who are needy of it as a loan, and these people also get the interest and bank will also get benefit of it. Next, that is last, creating digital cash light economy. The government want to create a digital cash light economy, so it will, whatever the saving they are having, it can be mobilized under formal financial system, and it can also protect from tax evasion to the government also. So these are the features of demonetization. The chapter have finished.